So the Batman franchise isn't going anywhere, is it? There's a new film coming out next year, Batman vs Superman, featuring Ben Affleck as Batman. And since the marketing department's probably not going to bother translating the title, let alone the characters' names, why don't we take a look at Bruce Wayne's alter ego and see how he's pronounced? Ladies and gentlemen, without much further ado, here's how you say the knight. Many of us have probably met and therefore pronounced Batman before we became students of English. Now, words and phrases we've sort of adopted into our native tongue can sometimes be the hardest to pronounce in their language of origin, simply because we've gotten so used to pronouncing them a certain way. Now, what's the difference here? Let's take a look. To state the obvious, he's 2 words, 1 job description, the Batman. Now, the one tricky thing about the 2 words is their common denominator, the A. Now, what we have here is a near open, front, unrounded vowel, one we don't have in German. But luckily, the pronunciation instructions are in its name. It's unrounded, so don't purse your lips, front, so the tongue is to the front, and near open, so the tongue is very low, but a tiny bit higher than for the very open R, as in hard. And pro tip, don't drift towards the air, as in der Bär, either, because that's too open and also from the mid-mouth region instead of the front. Let's just combine letters and see what we end up with. B-A-T equals bat, and M-A-N equals man. Batman. And here we are. Notice how the T in bat has an almost explosive quality to it. Received pronunciation requires a sharp sounding T. So Batman, Batman. Where's the time for that though? An explosion in every bat. This is not a Michael Bay film. So what many British accents do is replace the T with a glottal stop. Now, what in the world is a glottal stop? A glottal stop is that thing you hear in uh-oh, or in German uh-oh. Between the O's, that little stop there, that's a glottal stop. And if you put that in Batman instead of the T, you end up with Batman. And if you're just chatting with your mates, that's so much faster to pronounce. But wait, there's more. Now, what about Batman's country of origin, the US of A? Good news, it's mostly the same. Bad news, it's mostly the same. Again, it's the vowel heading for tongue kill. Essentially, it's exactly the same vowel, but in received pronunciation, the near open, front and rounded vowel has more of an open R quality to it. It's become a more and more open vowel over the past decades. In general American, on the other hand, the vowel is drifting towards the more closed ear sound, so basically retreating into the mouth. So instead of bat and man, try for more of a bat and man. Bat, man, Batman. Now again, Americans, busy people, no time for tea, not even to throw it in the harbour, haha. So what they sometimes do is, like the British, replace the T with a glottal stop, at least in colloquial speech. They might not even realise they're doing it, but it actually happens quite frequently in words such as this is my button, or he's walking up the mountain. Let's apply it. Batman, Batman, Batman. And finally, if you're aiming for perfection, just lower your voice a tiny bit and go, I'm Batman. Cool? Cool.
I love you.
And by the way, it's always Batman, it's never Batman, because that's something else entirely. The more you know.